Hello everyone, Zephyronoid here, and I'm here to introduce a product that I helped design some years ago, which is the Zecti smartphone video rig or cage. And what it is a polymer injection molded CNC designed cage, very lightweight because it's totally skeletonized essentially. And at the back of it, it has a spring-loaded bracket for holding your smartphone, which also has a spirit level. And then it has two cold shoes, one for holding a light and the other for holding a microphone, or vice versa, depending, as well as seven, count them, seven 1/4 20 mounting holes all around the thing. You can't say that you don't have enough mounting positions on this one, because you do have them. And the way I've got it set up is I use this for run and gun videography, where I would typically keep something like this taken apart in my suitcase or in my shoulder bag or what have you, and put it together quickly for doing an interview or documentary on the fly, or notational scouting if I'm scouting for something else. So I don't like carrying my big DSLR all the time, and I definitely don't like carrying full-blown video camera rig just to do scouting. So this is a terrific scouting product. It's also a fantastic interview product. As you'll see with some other accessories, you can make interviews and documentaries that are almost indistinguishable from ones produced with larger equipment. So having said this, what actually happens here is I usually mount the light right over the lens, because I find that gives me the most even and incredible illumination for a rig this small. And then I mount a PCM recorder, although a lot of people will also mount microphones like the Asden SMX20 or the comparable made by Rode. And that allows you to record much higher quality audio coming from a subject directly in front of you, or in the case of a concert or a performance or a panel discussion, what have you, than you would get just using your smartphone. Microphones are really pretty darn good, but because of the way they're oriented, in a situation like movie making, they're not ideal. So I like using a PCM recorder because I can pass the signal from the earphone jack directly into my smartphone using a TRS to TRRS cable, as well as recording directly into the Olympus LS11. So that's why I do it this way. I also am finicky about attachments and attachability and quick releases. So I have a quick release attached to the 1/4 20 bushing at the bottom of this bracket at this position. And then I have a quick release that I jury-rigged from parts that allows me to take the recorder off very quickly. Because I tend to run long in my discussions or in my interviews, battery life is fairly problematic for me using the smartphone battery. So as a result, I've purchased a lithium polymer battery, accessory battery from a store, and put Velcro on it so I can mount it directly onto the bracket. The bracket comes with an accessory lens module that's built into the thing, and it slides up and down so as to help you center the lenses on your smartphone. In the back, the lateral centering occurs by sliding your smartphone in and out of the mounting bracket itself. Simplifies it a little bit, but it works. You can get almost any lens centered on almost any camera. And the lenses that I use as an accessory are really just the wide angle, because I frequently find that the smartphone lens isn't wide enough. I also have a telephoto, but it mounts a little bit differently. The bigger lenses will utilize the 37mm thread that is built into the bracket right here, or the lens adapter, and smaller lenses can utilize the 18mm one that's a little concentric to that and smaller. So, you know, and then of course, if you don't need any accessory lenses, you simply don't mount them onto the bracket. It's really very nice. I also have a cap for this lens hood. The lens hood was, by the way, also kind of rigged onto these lenses. They don't come with these lenses. So I bought them separately for a different camera and used my little machine shop to kind of adapt things up there like that. That's how we arrive at these amazing products, right? People like me working in the basement. So there it is. There's nothing more to say. The light that I use is purpose made by Zecti, and these lights are now fairly ubiquitous. They are SMD or use other LED emitters in a bank. They have dual. This one anyway has dual color temperature and dual multiple levels from 100 down to, you know, much smaller amount of illumination. So you can decide just how much you need and use that. The battery is a ubiquitous and pervasive Sony battery that you can buy pretty much anywhere, and you know you can get them in different capacities. And they mount here. That makes it very nice that it's a standard battery rather than double A's and triple A's, which are a huge mess to install and so on. So those days are over. We can use this battery now. Some units come with built-in batteries. I love the Zecti light. It has a tilting bracket that is removable, and Zecti also uses the Rode, or they recommend the Rode video mic micro or something. I can't keep track of all the different model names, which is a terrific standalone mic expressly for this kind of a purpose. So you have huge choices of things. If you don't like to do recordings this way, using a microphone that's mounted on the camera, I also recommend you use a wireless system whereby the receiver would be mounted here and connected to your smartphone through an adapter, because you need TRRS going into your smartphone. And then you can use a lavalier or handheld or shotgun microphone much closer to the subject and get much higher quality sound. I really recommend that system. I've been fiddling with my lavs and I really like that a lot. I'm not going to get too crazy about it because I have other systems for doing video and there's no need to duplicate everything everywhere. This is run and gun. This is way more than enough that you or anyone else is going to need for doing something as basic, but at a higher level of production quality than just the smartphone alone. Thank you.